the hypothesis. So this is the problem statement. So the problem statement is a sample of 225 bulbs from a factory shows as an average lifetime of 802 hours. So we have to test whether this sample can be regarded as coming from a population with mean lifetime of 800 hours and standard deviation for this population is 12 hours. So we have to use a z-test at 1% level of significance whether we are going to decide whether we are accepting our hypothesis or we reject the hypothesis. So this is the problem statement. Fabia, can you come and explain the first hypothesis part?
First, we need to write down the given values. So the value of n, that is the sample. First, the value of the sample size n is 225. Next, we are going to write the value of the sample mean. Sample mean x bar is equal to 802. Next is the population mean, which is equal to 800. And next, the standard deviation is 12. So for this, now we have to find the statement of the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis. So the null hypothesis is the statement that comes after the word regarded. So here it is the sample from a population with mean lifetime 800 hours. Next, we are going to write for the alternate hypothesis. Here, the alternate hypothesis will be a sample population that differs significantly with mean lifetime of 800 hours. Very good.
So first they given what are the problems which is given in the question. The question they are given what is the sample size. The sample size is 225 and next we are going to denote what are the sample mean as well as the population mean. So here the sample is of 225 bulbs, the mean will be an 802 hours and then the population mean will be an 800 hours. That also I am written in the given part. So after that the standard deviation, that is the sigma value will be at 12 hours. So next we are going to define what is the null hypothesis as well as the alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is nothing but that is what the statement which is given in the 800 horse. So that is the null hypothesis. So for alternative hypothesis, we are going to take this just the opposite case of the null hypothesis. So the opposite case of null hypothesis is the population mean which differs significantly from the 800 horse. So this is the null hypothesis as well as the alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis denotation will be an H0 and the alternative hypothesis denotation will be an H1. So next we are going to find what is the Z value for this problem. So can you come and explain the Z value?
Given value, sample space n equal to 2 sample mean x bar equal to 802, and population mean mu equal to 800, standard deviation 12. Substituting these values in formula,
So the formula for the Z value will be x bar minus mu divided by sigma by 100. So these all values that is given in the question. So substitute all those value. By simplifying this, I get an answer for the Z value. So the Z value will be at 2.5. So next we are going to compare this with the level of significance. So in the question they are asked for the 1% level of significance. So the value of 1% is 2.58. So we are going to compare with this founded answer, and finally we are going to tell this whether we are going to accept the hypothesis or reject the hypothesis. Abhilash, can you come and explain the last part?
So we get the answer of statistical 2.5. And we are now going to find that 1% level of significance in a critical value. So critical value of 1% is 2.58. We can compare Z value and critical value. So 2.5 is lesser than of 2.58. So critical value is greater than, that means null hypothesis is accept. In case critical value is lesser than Z value, then the null hypothesis is rejected. So here critical value is greater than Z. So accept null hypothesis. Therefore, in a null hypothesis we can directly write it. Therefore, a sample population with a mean lifetime of 800 hours. That's all. Thank you.
Next we are going to compare these values with the critical value. So here the founded value will be 2.5. We are going to compare this with the critical value. So what is the level of significance for the 5%? 1.96. So here the question they are asking for the 1% level of significance. Then what is the value of 1% level of significance? 2.58. So we are going to compare this 2.5 with the critical value, that is 2.5. So in the last stage we are going to compare these two. If the founded value will be less than the critical value, then we accept the hypothesis. If our founded value will be greater than the critical value, then we reject the hypothesis. While comparing these two, 2.5 will be, that is the founded value, which will be at less than critical value. So we accept the null hypothesis. So that the null hypothesis statement will be a population with mean lifetime of 800 years. So that will be an answer. Thank you.